On Wednesday, the Supreme Court heard arguments in a case that could change the standard for workplace discrimination lawsuits. An Ohio woman alleges she was discriminated against at her job because she is straight.
Marlene Ames brought a claim against the Ohio Department of Youth Services after she says a lesbian woman was unfairly given the job opening that they were both seeking based on her sexuality. Ames also says she was then demoted and her job was given to a gay man. But the agency says she was demoted because new leadership wanted to restructure its operations, and Ames was seen as, quote, difficult to work with.
NBC News legal analyst Danny Ceballos is here with more on this. Danny, good morning. So based on the hearing yesterday, the Supreme Court seems like potentially it's likely here that they're going to allow her to pursue this claim at the state level. What's important to understand here?
So you have a case here where it's called reverse discrimination because the plaintiff is alleging that she's a member of a majority group, and instead of the traditional discrimination case where discrimination is against a minority, she's claiming that as a majority member, her position was given to a gay person, and then the job that she wanted was given to a gay person. And the courts, at least some circuits, not the entire country, some circuit courts require an additional showing for majority plaintiffs. They have to show background circumstances. For example, either that the person who made the decision was a member of that minority group, in this case gay, or there's a pattern of discrimination. And she really didn't show either of those things. So the issue really is, do majority plaintiffs have to show the same thing as minority plaintiffs when it comes to discrimination, or do majority plaintiffs have an additional heightened burden to show that there was discrimination, intentional discrimination against the majority? And in the court's words, this is a very rare circumstance, and so that's why they have to make that additional showing.
So the lower court argued they needed to be this sort of higher bar, but yesterday during the Supreme Court hearing, it seemed like justices maybe disagreed with that. What did we hear yesterday?
Yes, exactly right. It seemed like the justices, and you never really can rely on this because the idea of appellate court judges, what they do is they play devil's advocate. They often ask these probing questions that may seem to give you an insight into where they're leaning, but often they're just playing Socrates. They're using the Socratic method to challenge the litigants. But I would agree that the court appeared to lean towards the plaintiff in this case. But again, you really never know until the opinion comes out.
Danny, if the Supreme Court did rule narrowly in her favor, what could happen? What are the implications?
The implications, I want to stress here that the implications, there are no implications for minority plaintiffs in discrimination cases. In fact, this issue is not even before the court. Their standard, their burden in bringing a discrimination case will remain exactly the same. The limited issue before the court is whether a majority plaintiff, somebody in the majority, has to make that additional showing to get into court, or under Title VII, the anti-discrimination law, do they need to make only the exact same showing as any other minority plaintiffs? In other words, is the burden for all plaintiffs in discrimination cases, no matter what group they identify with, the same?
All right. Danny Ceballos, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.